Hi there, this is Amanda Frankel with our Crafty Playdate, and we are making card 2 of our Christmas Club for September of 2023. This is our card today. I think it's adorable. This paper on the bottom is super cute too. You could not glue this all the way and stick a gift card in there if you just glued like a little U here. Instead of gluing that on, you could slide a gift card in there too if you wanted to. But I like how it's kind of a peekaboo card. There's a little trick to that. And there's definitely a cool trick that you're going to love. This is one of the best hacks ever. Okay, so I'm going to get started. We are using no, we're not using that at all. We're using this. This is Marion Bright, and it's a whole bundle, and it's got, this is the I want to say C9. My sister's going to correct me on that. I'm telling you right now. But we're going to use a couple of these different, it's got the different lights, the filaments. It's adorable. So that's a stamp set. Okay, I got to show you this because this is my favorite thing ever. This is the die set that goes with it. You could make your own stringed lights instead of using the stamp. We're using the stamp today, but that's cute. And the string here. But look at this. This is my favorite thing. If you were going to do a whole parade of these light bulbs, it comes with 2 of them. And it comes with 2 of the toppers that we're going to use. So it makes it faster for you to cut out 2 of these toppers also. So depending on the top that you want on your bulb, it just makes it so much faster for you to cut out if you're doing a whole bunch of lights. So I love that. That is awesome. Somebody was using their noodle, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to put this aside. But this is what we're using today, and you're going to love the tips. All right, so first of all, you may have noticed that those bulbs sparkle because, wouldn't make sense if they didn't. So we're going to get that done first. I am going to bring in back a piece of my scratch paper. Not that it'll matter because it's going to get everywhere. But anyway, we are using crushed curry and blueberry bushel. There we go. And we are also, so that I cut those out already. We're not going to spray the tops, only the bulbs. This is some shimmer paint in one of our spritzers. I don't believe we sell shimmer paint anymore, but I'm sure you can probably find it somewhere. It is called shimmer paint. It comes in a little tiny bottle like this. Anyway, it only has like 2 or 3 drops in here, and then the rest is rubbing alcohol. And you don't want to really shake it to mix it. You kind of want to swirl it. If you shake it, it sometimes like spits. Okay, and it's in a spritzer, so make sure you're not aiming at your face because I do that. And we're going to go ahead and do these first. And it's okay that they're getting wet. Remember, it is rubbing alcohol. Okay, rubbing alcohol, not water, and the shimmer paint drops. And I'm just going to take this and set it over here for a second while it dries. We'll bring that back in a minute. In the meantime, this is trickier. Okay, so instead of so normally I use an 8.5 by 11, cut it in half. So your card base is going to be 5.5 by 8.5, and then I just fold it in half. This one is actually only 7 3/4 by 5.5. And the reason that I did that is so that it would leave that little strip where I can put this peekaboo strip there. Okay, so you want to do that. I have a little smudge here on this paper, but you know what? I'm going to cover it up anyway, so nobody's going to know. We don't waste anything around here. All right, so now I need to do some stamping. I'm going to bring that back in so I can remember what I did here. The inside is just glued in. You have to do it in order. You have to do the white one first. Let's go ahead and do that so I don't do it wrong later. All right, so you just do the white base, and this white panel is just your standard panel. So it is 5 1/4 by 4, just a normal panel, perfect. And this is the front, and it is 3 1/4 by, no, it's not. What am I talking about? I don't have my glasses on. 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. Yeah, okay. Jeez Louise. All right. So anyway, this is a smaller piece because it has to fit on the front, right? So what I was talking about, first of all, you want to make sure your lights are not upside down, but I guess you could go really either way because these are hanging, but I'm going this way. What I was talking about, if you want to do a gift card, just do your glue in a U. U-glue. Do U-glue like this, and then stick it on here. And I did this really close to the bottom, like right at the bottom. Now, when this dries, the U is here, here, and here. when this dries, I would be able to stick something in here. So if I happen to have something laying around, like a gift card, I would just slide that right inside there. Adorable, right? Okay, but if you don't want to do a gift card because you don't like them that much, just put glue the whole way and nobody will know. Nobody will be the wiser. Okay, now we're going to do the stamping. This is seriously worth the price of admission, especially since it's free. All right, we are going to, I thought I had a mat here. Do I? I have one right here. I'm going to slide my mat under a piece of paper because, here we go. Here's a piece of paper. I'm going to put a piece of paper over my mat because this is going to go off the edge. And if I don't, what will happen is I will end up stamping on my mat, you know, the edges with green, and then everything will have green on it for a while. The green that we're using is Shaded Spruce for our ink. Now, our green ink and this is not the same. You could do the same. If you have one color, it's just what I had hanging out. And this is the stamp from our set that I showed you. And you just have to make sure you kind of move it along. Move it along. Make sure you get the whole thing. I did the big bulb up, the big loop up. And I did this way at the top of my paper. Okay, and you can see what I'm talking about? It did a little green on the sides. If I didn't put it on a piece of paper, it would do that onto my mat, and then that would be a problem. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to throw that off to the side and just keep this because I still need the mat. All right, so I still need Hava and Christmas here in the green. And there are separate stamps, right? They're all individual little stamps. By the way, I do love that Stampin' Up! Does this now. You can just stick them straight on here after you've used them and you don't need these sheets anymore. But don't drop them because if you step on them, they're slippery and you could break a leg. Ask me how I know. Okay, anyway, so I wanted just a couple of these words, but I didn't want to have to measure it every time, and my people didn't want to have to measure it in the class every time. So what I did is I just took a bigger block and I put the words on a bigger block. So once I set them down, now they can just stay where they are. I'm going to ink that up, and I'm just going to stamp it right there. And it basically just says, have a Christmas. Isn't that brilliant? You don't have to keep measuring. You don't have to have them all on their little blocks. So that works really well. Oh, by the way, I know I'm completely ADD today, so bear with me. The other day I did a video where I showed you how to watercolor paint, and I just put it right on my blocks, the ink right on my blocks, and I told you just hold it underwater. I didn't even use the Dawn. I just held it right underwater. So that really works. I didn't lie to you. Okay, so that's it for the green. The Holly Jolly part is Melon Mambo. Hey, Mambo. All right, and that's Holly Jolly. It's the only thing on that stamp. I'm just going to put it down and lift, and now I've got it all stamped, and it was so much easier than having to do Hava, and then the next block, Holly Jolly, and then the next block, Christmas. This way I don't have to measure again. No thought required. Okay, let's bring these guys back. These guys have, this is not like Miracle of Modern TV. I do not do any edits, so they are good to go. They're dry and they're sparkly. That's what the shimmer paint does. So that's pretty good, right? Kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to get this. Oh, there's mine. No, that's not my mat. All right, so I'm getting that out of the way. I've got my two bulbs. I just need to add their little toppers that I already cut out. You could do it with liquid glue, and that completely works. Or if you might be a little lazier like me, you can just touch them on your glue dots. These are mini glue dots, and they're brilliant. And then they just stick right on here. And then you don't have to glue them. And, oh, but you do it a little crooked. Okay. You don't have to glue them, which is just really nice because gluing little things kind of I need to put my glasses on. Is that hilarious? I don't have glasses on. All right, guys. These glasses are crazy too. They're my down in the craft room, but I forgot my real glasses and I'm too lazy to go up out of my studio. So I have a set down here. Okay, so that one I did backwards. Okay, so anyway, so it looks like these. That guy is funny. Funny turned. There we go. Oh my goodness. All right. So anyway, so this is going to go here, and you're trying to make it look a little bit like it's hanging, right? Hanging off the thing. So if you use the die that actually has the corkscrewy screw thing, you could actually thread these onto the die, but you really don't need to do that. It looks perfectly awesome like this. I'm going to find some dimensionals, and because I don't know where I have my pack, I'm just going to do this, which works perfectly well. And I'm going to use a couple. I'm going to put one at the top up here and one down here. Stick into my hand. All right. And he's just going to be hanging right there. So the only thing you have to think about when you're placing these is they have to be on your actual card, or else your card won't fit in an envelope, right? So you don't want it hanging like way off. It has to be on your card. It doesn't have to stay on the white because you have a little bit of give. See how mine hangs over on the pink? That's fine, as long as it's not hanging completely off. Otherwise, it will catch in your envelope and you'll be sad. And you don't want to be sad, and I don't want you to be sad. There you go. Now I'm going to just glue that on the front, and we are now ready for our Holly Jolly Christmas. All right, I hope you liked this video. There is one more in this series for September. If you live in the Chicagoland area, check it out because I will have classes coming up in October. I still have October and November Christmas clubs. So if you want to make, that would still give you 24. If you haven't come to a class site, you could still make 24 Christmas cards. All right, so there you go. These are all done. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours. If you see something here you love and you just want to make it in your pajamas at home, you can do that also. In the description below, I will list everything that I used here so that you can just click on that link and get it for yourself. Thank you. Oh, you know what? One more thing. I was going to show you the paper because it's so cute, this paper that I used. So this is the piece that I used, and the back is also fun. But it's got these other bulbs. Like, these are the ones that go on your tree, and these are the ones that go on your house, right? Mostly, or your outside stuff. Fa la la paper, lots of dots and stripes. So it's actually super duper cute paper. I think you're gonna love it. It's gonna make lots of Holly Jolly kinds of cards. All right, now that's it. And I promise I'll stop interrupting myself. I hope you enjoyed this. Stop back and see me. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.